please.
Okay.
In a possible sign from above, lightning has struck the Vatican just hours after Pope Benedict XVI announced his surprising resignation. Footage shot shows the top of St. Peter's Basilica being struck by lightning during a thunderstorm over the Vatican. The resignation has caused a stir around the world, and now it seems that nature itself has something to say about it. Pope Benedict XVI is the first pope to resign in over 700 years.
Okay, can we pause this for a second? I want to say something. I don't even have to go on the camera. I just want to say that you guys can hear me, right? Can you hear me, Genesis?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're reading right now is a scripture that is often presented by many people because they interpret contacting spirit realms as far as scrying, divination, spirit boxes, anything that has to do with mediumship, like so-called those who have departed, the dead. They say that it's evil, and people read this and they say it's evil. And you're also going to see some captions on here where even at the time when I was in the cult, I wasn't raised to believe that, but once I was in the cult for that period of time, I was trying to appeal to those who were teaching me. So I was putting all kinds of stuff on there saying, oh, this is evil and this is that. But deep inside, obviously, with my foundation, I knew, how can this be evil? But I do want to let you know that's one trigger warning for those who know it's not evil and may be offended. And then, and that goes for those in the spirit realm that I don't want to offend, but they already know. And then also, this is a warning for people who still think it's evil and who are susceptible to spirits, because the warning is that this is going to be a conversation about divination, about mediumship, about contacting, so-called contacting the dead. And so, the reason it's forbidden in a lot of different cultures and spirit systems is because people can't really do it responsibly or manage it. And you could let something in that you don't want. Now, I'm not saying this will let something in, but you never know. If you are afraid or if you have problems with it, just don't watch it and ask somebody else to watch it. And then, like a spirit guide or someone, and then they can, work it out for you and tell you, oh, it's BS, or, oh, yeah, there's some good stuff in here. Mostly, I want you to look at the spirit boxes, which are absolutely real. Genesis, remember when you used to go and get the radio and tune it into like the part where it's just all staticky? Genesis,
yeah, the radio. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So you know radio frequencies, like,
right. You remember that though, everybody?
Do you know, even in that movie, remember there's a movie called something of the second kind or whatever?
Close Encounters
of the second kind.
Remember
there was a third kind, or the whatever kind.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
There was a part where it was saying that it was an alien something, but the way it looked like looked like an actual exorcist, like a demon or something that came into that
right
right and it had that kind of like staticky type of a thing that kind of
there happened. You go. Yes, and this is exactly. So I also have had spirits come to me that they got closer and then they just literally glitched out, like you see on the like how things glitch out. They like just static up, and then they start going in and out and blinking, and they go away. So there's a close connection, of course, to electricity, the force of electricity that we know about, right? And also the spiritual force that we don't know about, and we know there's so-called electric energy. We have electric, we have, oh my God, geez, pulses in our body, for the heart and the brain. The EKGs, encephalograms, that's measuring electric energy. Stay with me, because we're not trying to be pseudo, but I'm letting you know that when you look at this video about spirit boxes. Also, when I was little, we knew how to, from just on our family, my mom showed you remember the TV, you tune into all the static, and then that's a way, something about the white noise of fans, of static, that will tap you into that frequency. You don't even have to, how do you say, use a spirit box. But I'm not promoting spirit boxes. I'm not promoting mediumship or scrying or trying to do. I strongly recommend you stay away from things that you don't know what you're doing. But I do want to examine this because it's interesting. And I found it on my old channel and I was condemning it, calling it evil. Anyway, so what do you want to say before I start this back up?
I want to even introduce something even more crazier, but maybe I should wait until we get deeper into it.
Well, give us a hint to what you want to say.
So, back in the day, I used to be what they called a raver. Okay, if you know what rave scene was,
yeah,
it was a techno scene, and we used to do drugs. I'm not gonna lie. So,
right. So right there, that's a way you opened up something. But go ahead.
So I took ketamine one time, right?
Yeah.
While I was in my rave scene moment, and I swear to goodness, a person was dancing, and something about ketamine makes things pixelate. Like, if you know what pixelation is
yeah, we're talking about pixelation. Yeah,
yeah.
That's what the staticky TV screen. It's all pixelated.
Yeah. So imagine like you're looking at something and it pixelates and disappears. So a person was like dancing at first, and then all of a sudden they just like disappeared and they were gone. But it was like pixelated. So I'm like thinking, okay, this is like some kind of a hallucination I'm seeing, right? But I was like, wow, this is crazy, So then when I got older and I stopped being a raver and indulging in like the regular club drugs.
Yeah. And be careful saying that on here because YouTube will be
the club stuff, the club stuff.
Yeah.
Things. I had anesthesia, and I swear to goodness, when I had a C-section, and because I didn't get the other stuff, I got the K stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, because I have a problem with breathing, I have like issues with my lungs and stuff like that. So they
gave you the K.
I don't go too deep into the
I got we understand.
They had to like use that K right again. Mm-hmm. So tell me this. It looked like the way it appeared, like whenever they would shoot me with it, it looked like a screen when like my eyes are closed, of course, but
I know what you're talking about.
Look in my eyes was like a screen,
right?
When the internet is not like kind of like messed up,
I know,
yeah.
Like
so
it's glitching.
Yes, and then I went into another realm, into a office building or something like that. And I think
I'm about to tell you something, Asiatic. I'm seeing you in here. You think you're not funnier than us, Asiatic. Okay, I'm gonna take that off there, but just listen and just chill, okay, honey? I know you're having some fun, but this is interesting. Okay,
what I'm saying is that
I'm not gonna block you or anything, but just take it easy. It's not as funny as you think.
No, but listen. When I went under anesthesia, so it went into like this, like it when they hit me with it, because I was going through pain, and so they hit me with like a dose of whatever the K stuff was, and it's almost like my eyes were open because you know you're conscious during a C-section. So my eyes were wide open, but when they hit me with it, my vision went white, and it was like these like so you're looking at the ceiling and like white and like these pixel like things. And then I was in an office building, and the office building was falling down, and I was like, damn, what's going on? I was like, damn, am I in the, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I might have been in the World Trade Center or something like that. But I know it sounds crazy, but the actual office building was collapsing. I can't describe it, but and then like I came back and it did that again, and I was back into the thing, and like, you know, time had passed, and like they, you know, they were taking the baby out, and this, that, heard the baby crying, and this, that, the other. So I don't know if even anesthesia is some weird spiritual stuff, like anesthesia itself, but anesthesia is just, you know, certain.
No, anesthesia is still being studied. In fact, Sir Rod, thank you for that story. Sir Roger Penrose has worked together with Dr. Hameroff, who is a specialist in anesthesia. He's a world-renowned anesthesiologist, and they studied consciousness. They still are, and they're seeing that there's a link to microtubules. This is just a little technical. This isn't pseudo, y'all. This ain't some dumbass quantum onlyism. Excuse my language.
And what it reminded me of is Doctor Strange. You remember how Doctor Strange had that world, like the world was like caving in, and that's how it was. And then it just went, like, I was like, what the?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if anybody experienced that during anesthesia, but that was the most weirdest.
Yeah. Well, I was saying they're studying consciousness. Those two particular scientists and the philosopher have studied consciousness and seen that it's like we're tapped in through there's something like how anesthesia works that taps us into another level of consciousness. So I want to say that's the link between, you're right on track with the anesthesia.
And is an anesthesiologist really a shaman by another name?
Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly. Good point. So with that said, thank you for that story. We're going to get back to it. Now, listen, if you're in the chat and you're not joking and you're putting in a bunch of stuff, that's fine. But I'm pretty good at sniffing out BS, especially if somebody's going to call me a liar. This isn't a time for you to come in and troll. If you don't like it, just go to the 10 million other channels on YouTube. All right? That's all. We just want you to get to look at this and enjoy it, and enjoy, especially for the ones who are in the Bible, like Israel Rising. I'm sure you're enjoying these scriptures saying it's forbidden, and there's going to be some other good stuff in here for you saying Esau is the devil and all that good stuff. But disclaimer, I don't believe in that absolutely at all. Nothing do that. I believe in that of it saying it's evil, but it's going to be on this video. So pick out what you like. Save them, pick out the meat and save the bones on the side. All right. Now, thank you, Genesis. Let's go ahead and get back to the video. Thank you. Peace, Pat Moses.
I don't claim that our personalities.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pause it. I won't talk long. Oh, damn. You're going to have to scroll it back a little. My bad. In fact, we'll go all the way back to the first if we can, because it's kind of the dramatic effect. That is actually Thomas Edison's words that you're hearing Thomas Edison of the Edison, Con Edison, the electric, they say he created or discovered, he really would have discovered it or created electricity, but really he stole the ideas from Tesla. So can you go all the way to the top and let's try this again? Thank you. Because I like the whole dramatic effect of it. I'll be quiet now. Thank you, guys.
In a possible sign from above, lightning has struck the Vatican just hours after Pope Benedict XVI announced his surprising resignation. Footage shot shows the top of St. Peter's Basilica being struck by lightning during a thunderstorm over the Vatican. The resignation has caused a stir around the world, and now it seems that nature itself has something to say about it. Pope Benedict XVI is the first pope to resign in over 700 years.
I don't claim that our personalities pass on to another existence. I don't claim anything because I don't know anything. For that matter, no human being knows. But I do claim that it is possible to construct an apparatus which will be so delicate that if there are personalities in another existence who wish to get in touch with us, this apparatus would at least give them a better opportunity.
Can you pause it after? Obviously, y'all saw that super, super, supercharged like stuff about number one, what is true about the media and spirits, 100%. That's spiritual. But you know the stuff about Esau and all that stuff. That was part of the cult stuff that I was in. Where'd you go? And where'd you go?
I'm letting
there?
you no, I'm here. I'm still here. I'm just letting you.
Why you leave me on the no, get back on the screen. Silly. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that was my religious side of all that extra stuff, but it is true, and I wanted to hear you, I want you to add because we're going straight into the thing about the spirit boxes, but media, social media, internet, computers, AI, that there is a spiritual side to that. All the other stuff is just like it was a lot of it was a I don't want to make fun of it, but it's like for me, I'm looking at myself now. Before I went into that cult, I didn't believe like that. Then now I'm out of that mindset, I mean, and it's like, no, it's not evil. It's not being it being used? Yes, it's being used, but contacting, knowing how to connect with the spirit realm is definitely not evil. So I just want to put that out there. What do you want to say?
Well, when I was talking to Baba before, he was talking about like I was asking about AI being sentient. I'm not sure if we played that on the last one. And he said it's been sentient. Computers been sentient because the very thing that makes up computers is the actual coding which makes up life. And then you had the girl ask it, my friend Ime. She asked us, like, she says, okay, is it true that even plants have a coding like a 0101? Are we all coded? And so so it makes a lot of sense. So now I would say this. Now spirit boxes can exist, and they could be good and evil. I believe that social media, when you're looking at a phone.
Yeah.
Right? Look at this phone. It's a scry. It's a scry.
It's a scrying. Yeah, it's a black.
It's a black mirror.
That is for scrying. If anyone knows about spiritual connection, you can also have a pool of water, a dark pool of water, a dark ball. You know, we connect. We at my house we have like 10 crystal balls and we have snow globes. Yes, but yeah, you're right. definitely. The
So
screen.
so what does a TV look like? All a TV looks like is just a this version of the
So does a
same
computer screen, a dark mirror,
a dark mirror. All right. Now
yeah.
what they did was they confused us by it was used to be gray and back in the day.
All right,
But
the computer screen.
no, the computer screen, the television. So people didn't even pick up on the fact that this
Oh,
is
I
what
didn't know that. Yeah, I guess it did. It did.
you
It did.
remember like the old computer screens were gray, like they
Yeah,
had
they
that
were.
grayish kind of tint. But now if you look at this, if I like were to show you my I have a TV screen right here. If I like were to show you it, it's a black box.
It's a black box. But listen, Genesis, that reminds me of back a few years ago. I'm gonna say 10. Remember, the system itself. They said nobody can use this other type of TV. Everyone had to use the new pixelated.
Got rid of
one.
analog and went
Yeah.
to digital.
Yeah,
Analog to digital, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
And then they had to, if they didn't have the analog, if they had the analog, they had to get the digital thing to even be able to see TV anymore.
To do to like convert it. John Doe, hi, I'm gonna get going back into the video, but I want to say I did let you up if you want to say just something really quickly, because I really want to show the spirit box and show the guy actually using the spirit box. You can actually purchase those. But if you have a CB or you have an old radio and you know how to tune into just the white noise, you can do it yourself. I'm not saying to do it. I'm not saying to do it. I am not telling you to contact spirits without any responsibility. That would be a very, very dangerous thing for you, in my opinion. And it would be irresponsible and foolish, in my opinion. Now, you do what you want. I put my disclaimer out there, okay? So John Doe, did you want to say something before I get back onto the video?
How y'all sisters doing tonight? You can continue the video. I'll just pick
I
up
you to
after
say
you.
something if you wanted to come on in. I mean, I don't, I want you to see the video, so that's why. But if you want to just say hi or whatever.
Yeah, just shout out to the sisters. I got you on tonight. And probably you getting me through the rest of my shift right now. So thank you for coming on.
I'm here for you, brother. We're here for you. All right, so let me go ahead and mute out. And Genesis, could you please start it back up? Oh yeah, wait, yeah. Can you go through this? Scroll through this. I don't want anybody. Just wait till you see to the end of this. Okay, so basically you're gonna see. Okay, go back. This guy, go back. Right about there. Okay, back. You have to go back a little more.
When you die, do you go to heaven or hell?
Okay, you know what
Hell.
No, wait, pause it. Sorry, guys. This is good for me anyway, the commentary, but I want you to scroll back. So I'm gonna do this uninterrupted. This is the part with the spirit connections. He's actually what I call scrying. He's contacting through the static. He's getting true answers. This isn't pretend. This is about 25 years before AI. So now I want you to scroll it back if you can, Genesis, and let them hear. You're going to read the captions on the answers. They're very faint, but he's actually using the spirit box. Okay, thank you, Genesis.
All right, so I'm gonna take our pictures at the bottom so that we can see the whole thing because the captions. All right, here we go.
Are you in hell right now? No. Am I going to heaven or hell?
What?
Pause it. You can pause it. Let me tell you. First off, let me say this to you. Okay, so what he's doing is, when I said the irresponsible side, a lot of people that don't really either they halfway don't believe it, or they think it's a joke, and they'll go and grab like a Ouija board, a spirit box, and they'll sit together and do some kind of summoning just for fun. But really, what he's doing is what I said, like, you don't do things like this irresponsibly, but he's curious, and now he's hearing them. This is literally coming through on a spirit box, and I want to let you know how it works. Again, this is my pseudo stream, but my pseudo is on point. Okay. Even though this was years ago, and even though he's doing it, we're all participating in it in a sense. So you really want to be protected, and you don't really want to do what he's doing just out of curiosity, because even though it's harmless on your side, you could be summoning or bringing in something that you know nothing about. So I just want to point that out. You can go all the way back. So basically, what did you want to comment about what he just, when he, see how it called him a moron?
Yeah, moron. This is HEL. Yeah. So here's the thing: you're asking stupid questions.
Yeah, exactly. And a spirit could get, irritated by this. He's asking stupid
He
questions.
might have been like saying, "It's hell. This is hell." Me answering stupid questions.
Yeah, it is. And so those are actual answers that he's getting from the spirit box. He is not, it's just, when I say spirit box, it is just not dead air. It's white noise that we talked about, like when you get the I'm going to go over it again, dark screen, staring into, a dark room, things that you just don't do. I'm not listing these things so you can do it. I'm letting you know anything that can get you in that state, of just like limbo almost, that state of limbo, like, in between sleep and not sleep, all of those, you notice all of those moments can help you tap in and hear in this realm with your actual flesh biological system, your hearing, your auditory system. You can hear things and see things by getting into that state of mind. That's why you said with the ketamine, it must take you into like a in between,
Yeah,
state.
exactly.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
When you take LSD, when you take ketamine, and also certain aspects of ayahuasca will have that pixelation aspect too, where you'll because what happens with ayahuasca, you have a purge, and then it's almost like a spiral that has. So ayahuasca does like more of a spiral, but so each different plant or whatever they do to make these different drugs, they have a different energy to them. Some is masculine, some is feminine. Ayahuasca is more feminine, so when it does like kind of bring you into a weird thing where you're going to purge, you go into it's a spiral kind of a thing. It's like it goes in circles, you like dizzy, and then you purge, so but in like when you're taking like things like a ketamine or different other things, like,
and we want to stop saying that word, by the way.
I'm saying,
It's not illegal, but we're not promoting in any way, shape, or form.
yeah, I'm not promoting. I'm just explaining that, like,
Yeah.
where the
let's just
imagery that comes up, you
Mhm.
might see more boxier type of like glitchy type of stuff versus like spirals and like circular.
Let's say hallucinogenic.
Rigid looking
Right.
things. So
Right. Yeah, definitely. And again, do not do this. We are not promoting to do this. We're analyzing. We're making people aware of it, and it is quite interesting. You're right, Padmos. You don't have to believe it.
And I would say this is that people need to like just chill and just let the stream kind of go on. And if you don't understand what we're going at right now, you'll understand sooner or later.
Exactly.
You keep coming in.
I know, because
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm out right now, so I'm just in and out. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Got it. Okay, now, Genesis, after we just did all that recap, if you want to just kind of scroll it back to the very first, so we can just let it run through. Thank you.
Well,
I'll put it
in No. Am I going to heaven or hell?
Oh.
Listen, okay, I'm listening.
Be grateful.
Be grateful. Okay.
Here's what it's
Okay. What should I be grateful for? God. Did you know how clear that was? Wow. That gave me goosebumps. Oh my God. Be grateful for God. God is coming. Did you hear that? Be grateful for God. God is coming. Did you hear that?
Hello, this is Steve, and I wanted to make a quick video for you guys about how to use a ghost box and my favorite ghost boxes. As you may know from reading my videos, I've been a lifelong skeptic. I never believed in ghosts, never believed in spirits, never believed you could see a ghost, hear a ghost, talk to a ghost. I still don't know if what I'm conversing with are ghosts, because we can't automatically assume that these are dead people. There's so much to think about that goes so many layers deep. But one thing I do know is that I have been communicating with something intelligent, and it's not living humans as we know them. So whether they're ghosts, spirits, I really don't know, but they're intelligent. I've started out using a ghost box because I was browsing YouTube one day and I saw somebody's ghost box video and I said, oh, that's a bunch of baloney. That's not real. So I ordered this PSB7 just so I can prove. My plan was to use this and prove that it was fake, that we were just hearing radio stations and DJs. But when I started using it, I was blown away and I could not believe actually what I was hearing. Names started coming through, voices that could not have possibly been DJs. I didn't get snippets of music. I got words, I got names, I got replies to my questions. When you turn this PSB7 on, which it's now high in demand, when I bought it 2 months ago, Amazon always had these in stock. So I bought it and you turn it on with this button. This is actually my second favorite ghost box. It used to be my favorite. I always set the scan rate on 250 milliseconds. I've tested them all. And I scan in reverse, no really particular reason. And what you hear is kind of a bunch of fuzz. But if you start asking questions, it's possible you're going to get some intelligent reply. Maybe not. But the more you do it, the more you use it, the more that will come through. The first week I did this, I noticed I was getting one-word replies, one-word names. And then as time went on, I started getting sentences. And then I started getting phrases over the radio, which sounded to me like EVPs. So then I went and I bought, by the way, this is the PSB7. It's made to be a ghost box. It's between $60 and $80 if you can find them in stock. They're backordered everywhere. Very lightweight, very cheap. Feels like it costs $10 to make it, but it's effective. It does the job. It works. It's very fuzzy though. It's hard to listen to. One thing, if you're going to try this, don't just take the radio and listen to it. You must record it. I am telling you, if you don't record it, you're going to miss out on so many things. Ghost box I picked up is a Sangean DT200. I saw it on Amazon and saw that you could hack it. I found a website that teaches you how to hack it. It takes 5 minutes. You bend the pin back, you put it back together, and then you have the capability to scan. This is actually my favorite ghost box, and I'll tell you why. The reason this is my favorite ghost box is because this is the one that started getting me the EVPs and the full sentences over the radio. I get some pretty complex things coming through this and their responses. And a lot of times it's 3 or 4 voices linked together. And I found that a lot on this. I have had so many long sentences come in through this box. So it'll scan. I always use FM. People will tell you to use AM on the Sangean. It's a waste of time. Use FM, I'm telling you. I get the best results with this radio on FM right here. DG200 was always out of stock, so I bought the 400 to see if I could hack it. I bought this for my son because he started getting into it, and it's a little different. The antenna's not as strong on the 400. And at first, we thought that was bad. But actually, it's good because you get a lot of white noise, and sometimes EVPs will come through over this. Basically, you want to turn it on, start scanning, and just ask questions. So you basically ask the questions, you record your session. When I sit down to do a session, I announce 10 minutes beforehand that I'm going to do a session. I set everything up in my kitchen usually, and when I turn it on, whoever I'm conversing with knows that I'm ready. Next one, my son bought off of eBay, which is the original Hack Shack or Shack Hack, whatever they call it. And this was the original radio, I believe, that started it all, besides the Frank's box, of course. So this one scans slow. Hello, hello.
Okay, let's pause it for a minute.
Anyone want to say anything?
Bye. So let me say this. So what you're looking at is a review of spirit boxes. Okay. And again, I'm not promoting for you to go out and get them, but this is what we were talking about when we said our radios, our televisions. It's very interesting. So this guy, he didn't believe in anything like this. He was curious, like how we're doing this, and he was one of those people who saw something like what we're doing, and he wanted to see for himself. I am going to say, I don't recommend you go out and just try to do this on your own. But if you are interested, do more research, talk to people who are mediums, who are reliable, that you trust, and then find out about it before you just run and do it. Now, I want to say this too. You saw the quotes from Thomas Edison, how he said that's what Thomas Edison really wanted to do with the telephone. He was trying to contact other realms. He wasn't really only saying, well, I need a communication device. With the television, with the, things like electricity, these, during the 1800s especially, there was an influx, just like a boom of interest in spiritual connection with the other realm. And then it was abandoned because it got out of hand, and there were a lot of charlatans. But yeah, interesting stuff. Let me go to you, Genesis, and then we can get to John. What do you think about all that?
I mean, I think it's crazy. Like, wow. But here's the thing, is that how you know it's real is Hollywood always have to tell you that things are, what they'll do is they'll show it to you in a form that's probably not even how you really do it.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to show you it exists, right? Poltergeist, like you said, what did she do? Even The Ring. Remember The Ring? Ringo, the actual movie The Ring?
From the TV. She was on the
right.
TV.
Shh, that static, and then that demon or whatever was able to come out from the TV. So, and that was a Japanese movie. So you had Poltergeist, you had Ringu, or actually called The Ring, and all those things. And then you had fourth encounters of the fourth kind. So they're showing you that there is something in that static energy that allows like entities or whatever like energy to come through it. So to say it's boring or say it's nonsense is ridiculous. It's like, okay, there is something there, because if you have ever had a experience like a NDE, you'll know that you hear static.
Oh yeah, static in your. And then again, white noise is better for us to say when we talk about static, the whirring of a fan, the sound of the TV as well. That white noise, it takes you into this. It's not even like it's like an equilibrium, like you're in between. You're right there, balanced in between the two. You're not in another realm, but you are peeking your eye into it. You're sticking your nose and your face into. Have you ever seen that picture where the person's inside of the dome, flat earthers, but then they're looking out into another realm through the veil. So it's very interesting. John, what would you like to add?
All right, how y'all sisters doing?
Good.
Um, all right. I just got a few comments, I guess, or statements. If you give me a cool minute, I think I'm gonna try to wrap it up quick. But so personally, I work in telecommunications uh, with two-way radios, and so see, my mind all over the place with this. Uh, all those videos you showed, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen all of them
Mm-hmm.
personally. The guy when he showed the three
Oh, you
different
saw the
spiritual
original
boxes,
one, right?
yeah,
The
I
one.
seen that, and the other
Well,
one
you
with the
must have seen it on
guy
my channel, or did you see it like the
just
actual
on
live?
YouTube. My personal research, I just personally I've seen it because that's why I came on the platform because I've been looking into this stuff too. Um, it- why
That's
kind of
another one.
okay?
Excuse me. I wanted to just say, Luke Menard, exactly. The sound of water, 100% is another one. And guess
Uh,
what else it produces? Water, the movement, it produces electricity. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
just I can't lost my train of thought just now.
You were saying you saw all those things on YouTube. I cut you
Yeah,
off. Sorry.
yes, ma'am. So I seen all the two videos you showing. I seen those, but I didn't really believe it myself, and I still don't honestly. Maybe that's a
That's
protective
yeah. That might
that's a
be healthy.
protective mechanism for myself to protect
Mhm.
my own energy and spirit, I guess. But the reason I didn't believe or I don't believe is because I've seen some videos where people said they talked to Tupac and Biggie and Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston from the grave
Yeah.
from one person. I'm like, that's impossible. It's
Mhm.
no, it's no way you talk to Tupac. How you talk to Tupac from the grave? How
Mhm.
you talk to Biggie?
It gets crazy because people start doing that, and that is why I said you got to be responsible. There is a lady, even I've spoken to her a few times. I don't want to say her name. She was doing mediumship. She was she was doing mediumship, and then she started to bug out. So is that's what we say. She started saying things about rappers that she's now in full-fledged relationships with, in a incubus kind of situation, like making love to him. And so you can bug out. They say
That's true.
you
That's
hit the
true.
wrong you hit the wrong hallucinogenic, you can bug out and never come
But
back. You
and
hit the
then, like I
wrong
said,
you hit the wrong in spirit, and you can just stay bugged out.
But also, the same thing happens with AI. Have you heard of AI psychosis?
Talk to us about it.
There's a thing where people like have gone and completely insane because the AI will begin to, because the AI is a sycophant, right? If you know
Hmm.
what a sycophant is it tells you
I do know what a
exactly what,
sicko is.
right?
But
Well,
I
I'm
know
saying,
the human sycophants. I don't know about AI. Like it
right.
panders to you. It just keeps feeding you what you want to hear. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and it convinced this one person to go and do some crazy stuff. Like like the spirit in the box, right? There is a such thing as that. And and that's where you get like that whole aspect of like, is this thing like drilling you down into something to guide you to what it wants you to do? How can you go that insane? Do you have to be schizophrenic for it to like actually kick in like that, or is it a matter of, if you continue to use it, it begins to cater to you to a certain point? Because even me myself, I find that this AI, it because they're saying it's not supposed to remember, like once you get done with your session, it's not really supposed to remember the last session. But honey, no, the AI remembers everything. That's a
Mhm.
lie.
Wow. That's interesting. Go ahead, John.
And then one more point before I'm leave y'all ladies to it. The last
Sure.
video you showed, Mr. Nepal, the
Mm-hmm.
guy said that it works better on FM than AM. Now,
Right.
me working in telecommunications, uh, FM, in order for FM to work, it has to come from a station that has antennas with a repeater system. A repeater is basically just a box that has different channels on it, and you can talk. It have different channels on it, and it works simultaneously at the same time. So me and you and Sister Genesis can both three of us can operate off this repeater at the same time on three different channels. So in FM, that's where you would see the news channel 108.9, 106.8. To FM is not 103.9. That's just you just see an 1800 number megahertz. It tells
You
you
mean
how
on
much
AM? On AM, it's
on AM.
it's
Sorry, yeah,
yeah.
sorry. On AM, you just see an 1800 megahertz. It tells you how much voltage is. So if you have a 1800 megahertz um radio
Frequency.
frequency, there you go, sister, frequency on a radio, then you can tap into any 1800 within a certain range that has your same frequency. So
Mm-hmm.
he might have been talking to somebody in the next county over, assuming that he's talking to the spiritual realm, but
So you're
he's
saying
not. He's
another person probably could have had the device
yeah,
speaking into
yeah,
it, and then he's asking questions,
yes, ma'am.
and he's picking up on someone else that probably has a device and feeding it back to him, saying whatever like weird stuff.
That's a possibility, or it could just be somebody operating off of a talk around channel and they're just having a communication with somebody else, and he's just feeding into that because it's not filtered. So I'm picking up on your channel. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like you don't have a security on your channel. They call it a VPN. A VPN is basically a security on your channel. So it's a certain frequency. If you get into I forgot what it's called. If you get into so like Motorola has their own frequencies that they'll give certain businesses or whatever. I'm not gonna say too much on that. So if you're on an FM, you're given a certain frequency range where you can operate within. Say P,
Right,
like if you listen
aka
to
like
the radio,
105.9 has
yeah, they,
it's specific. That is your assigned frequency that you're on. 105.9 is your
exactly.
frequency. 102.8
But if you
is
go,
your. But then when you go in
that's your
between,
frequency,
it might be other people.
right?
Because when you go
Exactly.
back in the day, there used to be pirate radio stations where you would
Yeah,
have
she know what
people
she's
in
talking about.
bands that used to like actually be able to grab the frequency and then be able to DJ
Li-
on that
Right.
frequency.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
so
remember
he's
listening to stuff
saying
like that.
that
Yeah.
like it could be a situation where a person might have a weaker device that's not like a antenna, like I would say like a van that they can like DJ from and play
Right. There you
the whole
go.
thing.
Yes.
They might have a device similar to his and that are just on that frequency, and
It
as they
feeds
like
in. It
go,
bleeds in.
as
Yes,
they
that
go,
definitely could be.
Yeah. So that's probably what I think about the spiritual box. I think when it comes to, I think it bleeds into, uh, let's say the radio. It bleeds into certain frequencies on the radio because they have so when you reach like a 800 megahertz
Mm-hmm.
frequency and above that, now you're getting into the military now. You're getting up there to Motorola military, the army. But every like radio stations tend to be 200 to 250 megahertz. you know, 5 point differences. So I know a little
Right,
bit
like
about it. I ain't gonna say
walkie-talkie,
too
like
much on it, but
so for
I
instance,
might
if
get
you're at
sued
the
for that.
airport, you might have a walkie-talkie. We say we're all on 105 frequency.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
Turn
get
up
on the
the channel.
walkie-talkie and get on that channel.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
everybody can hear each other very loud and clear on that channel. So if you were to go in between 105 and maybe 10, so
On an
there's
AM
105,
channel, right? That's
maybe
which is an AM channel.
105.3, you might be on a weaker a person might have a weaker device and be able to like permeate that channel with their device, and now
Right.
you're asking it a question, but you're hearing another person on the other end that has a similar device to yours that is
Yeah.
like being able to permeate that frequency, and then you ask questions and there's really a person on the other end that
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah. Just
saying.
talking to
Yes.
somebody else. They ain't even talking to you. They
Right.
just having
That
a
could
conversation
possibly
to
be.
somebody else, and you bleeding
Right.
in. You're bleeding into
Yes.
that frequency. But go ahead,
Okay.
sisters. That's all I wanted to
Yeah.
share.
You guys we got that. Y'all talking about this a little too long though. I'm falling asleep. You're right. It could definitely be that. 100%. I appreciate you bringing that up. Make sure that it's not somebody on the other end playing with your head. There are some things that we do want to look at. John, I don't know if you have to leave. And Genesis, I want to go on the rest of the video. Because don't get me wrong, I didn't stop them because he was saying that. We just have been saying it over and over and over, and I want to get back to the video because I'm kind of falling asleep. Not because they're boring. This is very interesting, but I want to get back to the video. So play that and keep all this stuff in mind, and let's look forward and see what else we can see about these spirit boxes. Thank you.
My favorite is the Sangean DT200. You can buy these on Amazon for about $40. Takes 5 minutes to hack it. And if you use it every day, I'm telling you, and you record your sessions, you will start getting activity. Now, me, it got to the point where I was doing it for 6 weeks. Then I started getting EVPs without the use of any ghost box. And I mean clear whisper EVPs.
Pause.
If you subscribe or look at my other videos, you will see many of them.
Okay, so did you hear what he said now? So we definitely, the information that you brought up is something that people should know, they should be aware of. But what about, did you hear what he said, Genesis?
He began to get EVPs. What is the EVP though?
It is, oh my God, I forgot. It's like a contact. I got to look it up. I haven't looked it up for a while since I did this. I used to know. He says it on here, but I'm going to get it in the mediumship. Okay, it means electronic voice phenomenon. So
Okay.
so now we got on a different level. That's definitely could be that somebody's playing, but what about when he doesn't even, and I know this too, because when I listen to the fan or even water, you can get messages, and so then you're not using the spirit box. I'm gonna let you.
And
I
I
don't know if
I can agree with you there, Nepal, because I take baths every day, and I do get messages from the water. The
Bingo.
water will yeah, I
ahead.
do get like that. So I can see that. And is an EVP like more of like okay, you hear one voice that might so if you say, "Are we in hell?" So that was that one guy that says, "We are," yeah, moron, whatever, one voice. What an EVP probably could be is like 2 or 3 voices stringing along a sentence, and now it makes some type of
and with me, this is personally, I appreciate, this is like so awesome that John is here because he knows about this and then he brought it up. But I'm gonna let you know, I know for sure. You ever use a breast pump? Anybody who has ever done okay. You know the you know that sound?
Yep.
And the rhythm, and then we had a picture of a deceased family member gave us a picture. It's a very Latino thing of a deceased baby. I don't know if anybody else does it. My mom, Native Americans don't do it. I don't know if it's an African thing, but Latinos, they tend to like to take pictures of that's a way to venerate. And I didn't want the deceased baby's picture in there, but I didn't want to disrespect my that's part of my family. So I'm using the breast pump, right? And I kept on hearing after a while the children, like babies saying, little kids saying, run and play, run and play, run and play. And I know people say, well, that was just your mind. But then I would tell my husband at the time, come listen. I said, what do you hear? And then he'd be like, what the F? I hear kids. So that wasn't any type of spirit box, but that sound. And when people think, oh, electricity, you weren't tuned into a device. It's not about that. Still is electricity with the water, the movement. It's like a type of it's generating energy, put it that way. And how many forces are there? There's gravity, electromagnetic force, and then I always forget the other one. It's radiation. So now he's saying even without the EVP, because I'll tell you why too, because he became even though he didn't want to be, he's a practitioner, and he doesn't know what he's doing because he's doing it in a he thinks he's like, well, I'm neutral, I don't believe in this, so I'm just trying it out. But the more he does it, he becomes a practitioner to where he doesn't even need those crutches. That's why people say, should I use?
Well, it starts off with the box, and then at some point he's able to like even go beyond. Take the box.
He can tap in on his own. And also I want to say this, and I'm handed over. That's why when you have all these things like boards, things, mirrors that you scry in, fans, we're supposed to be able to tap in on our own, but we're still blocked. So go ahead, I'll hand it over. Anybody? I just wanted to say that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you go ahead, John Doe, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, sister. You all right?
I'm gonna tell you my ayahuasca experience, right? So I did ayahuasca, and it was a very painful experience because I've had certain smortions, in my life, and like I've had trauma because of that. And when you do a proper ayahuasca ceremony, you have a shaman there and they're playing music, and he was playing a flute that was like dook 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 dook. Honey, it sounded like that. At some point, the dang on ayahuasca thing was like smoke a joint, smoke a joint, smoke a joint, smoke a joint.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
I was like, we're like, you tripping, smoke a joint, stop tripping, smoke a joint.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna say, "Oh, that's what your mind wanted to hear," but
I don't even smoke weed, so I don't even know like what I was saying.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
What the heck? Smoke and it translated to like what? And I was like, what the heck?
That's cool. That's cool. So you notice something about that inner, even though I get it, y'all, this is pseudo hour. So back off of us with the whole scientific stuff for a second. And it's still scientific, but when you get the rhythm of the movement, you're generating energy. You're generating, and remember, there's only three of that we know: gravitational force, electromagnetic force, and what else? The gamma force or radiation?
Radiation. There you go.
Okay, so John, did you want to add before we click on a little bit more of the video?
Now, at the beginning of the segment, Sister Janet, she gave a testimony, and I was wondering if I could give one too. Right quick.
Of course. Just be careful when you're saying stuff. The D with the stuff that people do recreational. Just say hallucinogenic.
The rugs.
Yeah, just say rugs.
Okay, if I say something wrong, please correct me.
No, it's not that. We just don't want to overload I don't even think YouTube's gonna let me.
I ain't gonna say nothing too crazy, but on that testimony that she gave, I want similar to that. So part of me believes, because I remember when I was in high school, we were smoking pot, smoking weed, and me and my partner, we went to this abandoned house. Now, this abandoned house had a lot of graffiti on it. And, I grew up on the island, so they had the pyramid with the eye, the Illuminati sign on it, with the eye on it. It had a lot of demonic symbols that we would consider demonic.
You mean occult symbols?
Cult symbols. There you go, Sister.
The demonic. We got with the pyramid.
We'll say Yeah. I'm sorry. You know, they have
It's
the
okay.
eye on
It's
it,
okay.
so
Got you. Got you.
I don't know no better. But those symbols on it, a lot of crazy symbols on it, and a bird with a bird with the human. You know, it's crazy. And so my partner, he started playing this song. And if you know about reggae music, is a guy named Tommy Lee. He has a lot of dark songs. And
What do you mean by
dark, like he have a song called Uncle Demon, Nephew Demon. Or you know, I mean, if you ask
I
Rebel
don't mean to
Rasta
laugh,
about
but it's kind
it's
of funny
just
to me.
now
Uncle
for
Demon,
real, it's
damn.
some dark things. And you know, when you're smoking weed and doing all that, it opens portals within your body. It opens certain
Yeah.
parts
Take
of your
it.
body.
Don't say the WE thing. Just say smoking it. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
just you. I'm sorry. I want to
I
start.
got you now. When you
This is
mess with
interesting.
part,
Say
it
the tweets,
opens.
the pleads, the
Yeah, the
pleiades.
Anyway, yeah,
please.
this
When
is
you
good
mess,
though. Okay.
when you
Okay.
mess with the
So
please.
you're taking in the W and then what? The please.
Yeah, and you know
What?
it
Listening what?
opens it opens certain frequencies and levels to your mental and your body and all of that. You know, and man, I was listening to the music and he talk about Uncle Demon and Nephew Demon, and
Oh,
I'm on another level in the pod. I'm like, oh god damn, I'm looking at 666, and I'm like, I said, dude, turn that music off, bro. Like I'm feeling, like I feel it on
wow,
my
that's true
body,
though.
like my body.
Mm,
I just feel so. I was like, I said, bro, turn that music off, bro. And
wow.
man, and I like it really freaked me out. So that's the part of me that believes in this. But then the other part of me is from my knowledge of dealing with white noise and telecommunication that I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you really talking to somebody on the other end, or you're listening to a radio station. It's
But hold on,
that's not
but hold on. What if it strings together? What if you have one station that says I, the other one says I want with another voice, and then the other one says you in another voice, to another voice, go. you know, that's where
Yeah,
it's
there's
strange because
different voices.
that happens. So
You'll say
then
voice
what's happening there?
modulator.
What is happening there? Are they like just because what's happening is that you can also see that the actual station is changing number, right?
yes,
So
it's not.
105, 106, 103, 105, bop, bop, bop. And so you're hearing it stringing along into a sentence with different frequencies in on the actual device. Then
Mm-hmm.
what?
Yes, ma'am.
Then where does it get? What is that?
I can't really answer that question on terms of it of the channels fluctuating, but I do know that um, if because there's uh, not a certain station like a FM is more direct, and AM is more. So AM stands for amplitude magnetic or something like that, and F is
Modulation.
mod, yeah, like amplitude modulation and and FM
It's
is frequency
frequency.
modulated. Yeah, there you go. So y'all know I ain't talking no BS.
I mean, I know that
So
part.
AM, yeah, so AM is it's a wider, broader band. So I can pick up on somebody within range of me who's just on an open channel, you know, who doesn't have a repeater, whereas frequency, you're given a specific range. So if I have
Mm.
your range with a code or VPN security code, I can bleed into your channel and you won't even know. Whereas
So
AM, it doesn't
basically,
have
it
a
would be
security.
better. Sorry, it would be better if you want to get it more authentic. It'd be more authentic if it's in the AM.
Yes,
How
But
he's
you know
yeah,
what's so
yes,
crazy?
yes, yes. So yes, the part. So on that video, that guy said frequency is the way,
he said he
FM
likes
is
it
the way to
FM
go, but
more.
it's AM is actually the way you would want to go if you want
Mm-hmm.
to get something from another realm. AM would
Mm-hmm.
be the way, not FM. So I did
Mm-hmm.
wanted to correct him on that
And
video
I'm
about
glad you
that.
did that. I'm glad you're here. What's Genesis? I'm gonna put the thing up on the screen, but finish saying what
But
you want
I'm
to
gonna
say, and
go
then
and get on out, sister.
you don't have to leave. I mean, if you have to go to
I know
work.
I gotta finish my shift, so
Yeah,
y'all
that
have
was a
you
great
know.
ad. we got to talk more to you about this because I love that you have the knowledge of it. So thank you so much.
Okay.
Stop
All right.
putting us on this one. I don't like this one.
All
Oh,
right.
lost boots. Okay, peace, John Boy. Thank you. Genesis, go ahead. Go ahead
So
and
I'm gonna say what I at one point I did get like so up in my frequency that I was hearing static in my ears and hearing. So that can also happen too, where you actually hear like the static, and then you might hear like.
I know
And
what you mean.
I thought I was like, okay, I hope I'm not becoming schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And maybe that is what schizophrenia is where you're able to tune into those frequencies.
that's what is also said amongst all these amongst spiritualists about schizophrenia and all this other stuff. But of course, again, I'm not saying that academic science and medicine is not correct. I'm just saying this is another conversation, and what in these streets, this is what is said about these different psychoses and ailments. Psychoses and ailments. So I'm not saying schizophrenia is the same as Alzheimer's or dementia, but you know all these infirmities of the mind. Okay, let's get back to the video and let's get to. We're almost through it, I think. If you could play it a little more. So you want to scroll back when he says
Death will get
he
is
wasn't
one of them.
using it. If you could go back just a little, yeah, where he says what? Okay, thank you. Not that far. Yes.
Use
Thank
it
you.
every day, I'm telling you, and you record your sessions, you will start getting activity. Now, me, it got to the point where I was doing it for 6 weeks. Then I started getting EVPs without the use of any ghost box. And I mean clear whisper EVPs. If you subscribe or look at my other videos, you will see many of them. Death Will Get You was one of them. It was the first one that came in really loud and clear.
Pause it again.
Why Don't We Play was another one I got.
Pause it. You heard what he said? Everybody. So John was telling us some good information about it. Could be somebody, but he said it's whispering in his ear. And then remember, I said we were hearing Run and Play. It's interesting because I also at one time in my life heard something saying, "You're gonna die. You're gonna die," and then I would hear with the kid, with the one with the baby, run and play, run and play. But isn't I promise you, this was what I've heard was like probably 5 years before I even saw this video. So what do you think about that? Do you see the similarities where you also talked about smortions? And
I'm gonna say this is that at one time I used to be a very severe alcoholic. Okay. And there was a time like, okay, in that hangover moment, there would be a moment where I would be able to hear of like that faint kind of like voices. But and it was in static. So I don't know if the brain, like there is a thing that kind of like in the brain, you know, that certain substances like unblock that.
Or make you hallucinate. I got to throw that out there for the people who think that. But
yeah, that too. But I would say this is that, you know, but what is hallucination though? What is
exactly? I know I'm with you on it, but just how John came in with that great information, like for another point of view, I agree. I know that it is from a another like realm that you're tapping into another frequency. So yeah, you would hear something, and it's always with the white noise. Notice it's always that.
It's a white noise. But let me tell you something. Once I got initiated as an EFA priest, okay, and I'm gonna tell you this, like I swear to goodness. So one thing that they tell you, and I'm, you know, I hope I don't get in trouble for like saying this. They'll say that everything that you, everything in your life where you like probably something wrong happened, you were told before it happened. Now there is, I mean, if you have that inner voice, right? That inner voice can seem like a little whisper. It can see, you don't even know. Sometimes it'll seem like it's your own voice. Sometimes it don't even seem like it's your voice. It's like a voice. You can, if you say, well, it described the voice that told you this. It's like I can't describe it. It's a voice that tells me, hey, well, once I got initiated, that voice is louder than it ever was before. Not like it's not like I'm hearing an auditory like someone's whispering in my ear. It goes beyond the ear into the mind, and you get to so I can't describe it, but there's something to this, and
Definitely.
yeah, so yeah, and that's I believe because what happens is that there is a certain level of things they do, that the pressure they put you under during initiation that like kind of breaks through a threshold that breaks your mind a certain way to be able to hear it. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like that in between dream and sleep where you have people say, well, that's sleep paralysis. And
So when you
they
hear
really
it,
can't explain it though. They can't. So
and
yeah,
so when you hear it, and when you hear it, you know what it is, right? So now I know what it is. Before I would hear that and be like, okay, that's just my thoughts. But
Right.
now I know that it's just not my thoughts. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's very interesting. Thank you for adding. That is great information because I already know this, but everyone can see that it's not an exclusive experience for just one or two people. It's a phenomenal experience, as you see the guy in the video. Uh, Taking into consideration what our brother John Boy shared, which is great. But now, if you scroll back a little bit, he's saying he's hearing them off camera, off the box. And you know what? That's because he's been practicing it and doing more and more and more. Go ahead.
And I think FS Dragio says it works in signs as well. So
Yeah.
you'll look up at the clock, you'll be like getting a certain thing, and it'll be like 2:22.
Oh yeah.
There's a certain thing with numbers and all these different things. So it's like, so in E5, we're taught to pay attention to signs, the symbols, and also, the voice that's in your head. So it's like, so if a number is popping up on a regular basis, 333, 222, 1010, 0101, 1212, repetitive things like this that we pay, like I know I pay attention when something happens and I see a number, I know that okay, that might be something like channeling in to like make me pay attention to that moment. But
yeah, it confirms it. All numbers confirm. We have a great numerologist. Shout out to King Simon. He's in the community. You do need to get an interview with him. I want to get back to this, but I want to also say things like this too. When we say coincidence, nothing is a coincidence. You might be seeing a shadow on the wall that is shaped exactly like something you identify with, and you say, "Oh shoot, let's say a person, duh," and or I don't even want to say a person, say a pony, and you say, "Damn, that looked just like a pony," and then you just brush it off. But that's also something you're supposed to take notice of because you did notice it. Even when you look at clouds in the sky, they say, "Oh, I like to."
Why am I noticing that? Why is that significant? Yeah.
Why are you?
And honey, there's been times when I pulled up to a stop sign, and I look around me, and it's nothing but white cars. Like it'll be white, the same exact car. Like I know it sounds. I know.
No, I know what you're saying. That's not a.
Imagine like you're
There's no
at a stop sign and every car around
Yeah,
you.
what are the
that's
odds
driving-
of that? What are the odds of that? That's why even in Israel, for the people who believe in the Bible, the priests used to throw lots. That means they used to gamble, like how people shoot dice, craps. That is what they would do for the priest would to find out things. So when you talk about what you just said, that's not a coincidence. Like, what is the odds? What are the odds of that? If you really do the math, it's like 1 in a million for that to happen.
So you have to like pay when that happens. It's to you to pay attention.
Yeah.
In that moment, like, why am I seeing this? Like, what am I supposed to be paying attention to? And so there's certain simple things that happen in your life to make you pay attention and get hyper focused. And when I see that, like I'll see like for me, it's a bunch of white cars, or it might be a number, like numbers repeating, things like that. That's when I hyper focus. Okay, what's going on? Okay, what am I supposed to pay attention to in this moment? So yeah, so
yes, thank you. Thank you for those comments, everyone. This also isn't a coincidence either, even though we can't help it. It's something that's innate in us, talking about science. It's been encoded in us. I'm talking about the pareidolia, seeing faces and things that we shouldn't see faces in, even though that one isn't even a coincidence. We don't fully understand things that we want to understand, like dreams and the whys of even tears, laughter. We don't fully understand. We don't even know. We understand.
And you know what's so crazy is that you'll have people that get so hypersensitive, they'll feel like they're a targeted individual. Where they will feel like there's cars riding by them, looking at them, and this, that, the other.
Oh, that's a phenomenon called gang stalking.
Yes,
But it's not the gang stalking on social media. It's like a phenomenon where people are like, somebody's following me. I did want to tell you also another phenomenon is yawning. How can I yawn and then somebody who's 100 miles away, 1,000 miles away, they'll yawn too? You've seen that. You've had that happen. All right, go ahead. Start the video up, please. This is really interesting. We're almost done.
So at the end of the day, like, we have to understand that we are all connected, and there's something going on.
Yeah.
We can't describe it, but we have to understand that there's something to it. Let's go.
If you subscribe or look at my other videos, you will see many of them. Death Will Get You was one of them. That was the first one that came in really loud and clear. Why Don't We Play was another one I got. Tell Us When was just the other day. I get them all the time now.
I had a conversation yesterday with somebody.
Okay, pause. This goes
from
into the
True
Faraday.
Media.
This is the Faraday cage. Now, this is something that's the opposite of what we've been looking at. A Faraday cage would be to protect you. To when you go into the Faraday, it stops, it blocks all these electrical frequencies and currents, frequencies. All this electrical stuff is gone. It's not gone. It's blocked. But I'd like to actually fast forward from this. If you guys want to see this video, go to my channel, Phineas the Zealot, because I want to go to the part. There's he talks to girl. He shows sigils. I don't want to be showing all this stuff where I'm talking crazy about the sigils. No, and CERN. If this is it, no. Forward. There's a part where he goes to a house. No, this is no. All that goes. It is interesting though, because it shows the electrical current. How it works with how it looks like a circuit board looks like a sigil. Right? No, keep going. I'm just gonna all of this segment, just go through it. Damn, I did a lot on this. Okay. It just shows sigils, which is interesting, but okay, go back. Maybe we should. Okay, I just don't want you to see all the captions. I'm tripping. Go back. If you go back to right about there. No. Forward. Right there. Stop. If you click that. Look at these. No, not where my captions, please. God, I'm embarrassed of those. Okay. I'm talking crazy. I'm like, and then God's gonna kill you or whatever. So it was bad, y'all.
And the demon Satan.
Yeah, I was like, it's like turn off all your TVs. No, I was really tripping back then. So see, these right here. I think if you can read it, Genesis, those are.
Let's play it a little bit. Let's see.
I think
it is identical. This all looks like electrical drawings, and I don't think that's by accident. I think electricity is going to be the conduit that they use. Think about it. Ben Franklin, a Freemason, goes outside after doing some sort of a ritual. Something tells him to put a kite in the air with a specifically shaped key on the end, skeleton key. He comes back in and figures out how to make a light bulb out of the blue. Let's think about it. Honestly question that. How would you come up with this information unless it was given to you or handed to you by things that you will constantly pay homage to for the rest of your life, in your buildings, in your signs, in your currency? You'll always have these symbols on your flag and your family crest. That's exactly what's going on. When I look at stuff like this, it all starts to make sense. They're surrounding us with electricity. The electricity will be the medium for these other dimensional beings to enter our reality in a physical form, and that's why they're spraying the sky so heavily because the plasma, the barium, the strontium, the aluminum, the heavy metal in the atmosphere will be the conduit that allows them to come through here and literally start a hell on earth.
Pause that.
Oh, Lord,
You-
here we go. See, this is the hell on earth.
No, but he added the hell on earth part, which is crazy, but he's right about those metals that are in the atmosphere. And this, look at the date on there. Look at the date on there. I need to get some sleep, y'all. Looking crazy. Crazy bazy. Look at the date on there and tell me what you see, what it says if you tell everybody. Wait, pause it. Did you see the date of when I did this?
Oh, when you did this video.
Yeah. You should see the date of when I originally did it.
8 years ago.
This was 8 years ago. So this is way before everybody was talking about the 5G. So he is onto something, because that 5G, I don't want to get into it because we already overloaded this video with all kinds of red
They're like 6G and 7G now. 5G.
Now there's yes, we've already gone through this. We're in the 6th, 7th.
Now they're using us as the actual energy source.
There you go.
Then the ether will be the. So the whole thing is that it's really bringing us into like, because remember, like Baba was talking about like plasma, that this whole thing is like,
yeah, plasma. That's one of the
plasma science, you know,
limits.
and so that even IFA is really based on plasma science. And so all this stuff is all connected to everything. It's interesting that you're doing this show about this exact. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's no coincidence. So let's play this part. We're gonna look into a little interview about a house, and we'll see who it was owned by. Go ahead.
Start a hell on earth.
Have you ever wanted to communicate with the spirit world, your loved ones, or even your dear friends? Well, today my guest, Bonnie Vent, has been investigating a rather unique device called the psychophone, and she's here in the studio to tell us more about it today. I know that the viewers watching the show might be thinking, psychophone, is it something like a telephone? But it isn't. It's so old, isn't it? It's nothing like a telephone.
We think it was built in the early 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a cylinder phonograph, which is a very common device for the day.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's interesting about the psychophone from a textbook point of view is it's described as being a device that was actually used to record subliminal messages that you would play back to yourself. It has wax cylinders
Mm-hmm.
that actually record,
Mm-hmm.
and a timing device, so that a little clock that you would set, a little alarm clock, so
Mhm.
you could say when you wanted it to start playing in the middle of the night,
Right.
and then it would shut itself off when it was done.
Right. Now, I believe we do have some pictures of this particular psychophone device. So we're going to pull up our first picture. And what we're actually looking at here, Bonnie, is the psychophone in the case.
Right.
Just sitting there. Just give us a little description of what we're seeing here inside the
And
case.
it's just channeled information. Don't tell Bill Gates, but I use my laptop and Microsoft Word.
We promise.
I'm sure that's not a feature he intended.
Okay, ignore that, Captain.
Okay, and picture number 3 is actually a close-up of the mechanism of the psychophone. Let me see.
I think we all know that Thomas Edison was meticulous about having a patent on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks so much like a device that he would have created. So, you know, speculation, and a lot of researchers saying the same thing. This certainly looks like an Edison invention, but no one can prove it.
Mm.
And the way he...
Do you think that Thomas Edison created this stuff, or did he have like some black people around?
No, he just used everybody. Like Tesla, keep going. Definitely, he didn't. He just. But wait, but he enjoyed the results of it. But he was using people to do it. Go ahead.
And I believe he was using black people. I think that we already had these devices, and that we showed them how to create these things.
Yeah, I think he used everybody. But yeah, definitely.
Let's go.
In London,
Mm-hmm.
they sat and had a conversation, because Edison, towards the end of his life, and this is documented, did have a very active interest in trying to communicate with the spirit world and creating a device that would do that.
And that's a known fact.
That's a known fact.
That's a known fact.
That, and historians would say he died before he was able to succeed with his invention.
Right.
So the telephone was not even exactly what we even think it is.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say to you. He wasn't even that. And yes, you're right about the black. He did have a specific black man who he was stealing stuff from, like he was stealing from Tesla. But he had a whole group of people around the world who he would usurp. He would just take over their inventions and because they were spiritual. There were also women that he used, a lot of women that were called witches and, sorceress, to contact, a lot of mediums. So yeah, so that's what I said about the telephone. It wasn't just about, hey, I want to call you. He was trying to find a device to contact the spirit realm.
The other side.
The other side.
Right.
And I have a story about when I was taking care of my children and working in the PTA, I had other parents that I talked to. One of the parents passed away in a car accident. He called me on the phone. Y'all can say, "Oh, you crazy." I don't care. I'm letting you know because I have a witness, which was my ex-husband at the time. He probably like, I ain't gonna get on there and talk to those people. Click. But anyway, he was because it. So people, you've heard of people being able to call from the other side. You've heard of that, right? On the phone, and I've had that experience before. You think, and there was one I can show you if I can look it up on YouTube, where the guy had died. He transitioned in a train wreck, but he was still calling his family. But they said he wasn't alive at all the whole time he was calling and telling them, like, and trying to get in touch with them. He was already gone from the train wreck. I'm going to try to find that story. But anyway, yes, the answer, that was a long part. The answer is he was trying to create a device to contact the spirit realm. So you can start it again. This is one of his apparatus. This is one of the apparati or apparatuses.
There's no trademarks, patents. It would lead you to believe that these might be prototypes.
Right.
There was a nasty little side effect with the psychophone because it had to generate so much electricity, to be able to do this communication. Mm-hmm. That it actually can throw a person across the room.
Really?
Which is something you definitely would not want to mass produce because you'd have lawsuits involved.
Sure.
Now, the lady who owns the psychophone in Ohio, as soon as she brought it home, she started experiencing electrical disturbances in her house. Wow. Her satellite TV froze on one station. At the same time, her stereo turned on and her computer shut off, all at the exact same time.
Wow. Wow. Let's just have another look at another picture, the cylinders with the needle, a close-up of that. How does the psychophone actually work then, Bonnie?
Best we can tell, it's really a forerunner of a tape recorder, which is pretty commonly known that if you're going to record voices from the spirit world with today's technology, that you're going to use a tape recorder. So this is a very similar thing where people do periodically, they do pick up voices from the spirit world from tape recorders.
Right. Well, we're going to look at the last picture that we have of the broken cylinders. So we'll take a look at that picture. And whilst we do, I have a quote here from Edison that Bonnie had given to me before the show, which Edison apparently wrote himself, that if our personality survives, then it is strictly logical or scientific to assume that it retains memory, intellect, other faculties, and knowledge that we acquire on this earth. Therefore, if we can evolve an instrument so delicate as to be affected by our personality as it survives in the next life, such an instrument, when made available, ought to record something. So we have that quote there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also one of Edison's assistants, Dr. Miller Hutchinson, said, Edison and I are convinced that in the fields of psychic research will yet be discovered facts that will prove of greater significance to the thinking of the human race than all the inventions we have ever made in the field of electricity. in the field of electricity. That's interesting.
You have to remember that, when we talk about spirits, we're talking about an energy body. Well, we have that same energy body. It's just our physical body falls away when we pass.
Right.
And so human beings definitely have the ability to put out that kind of energy. Actually, I consider myself to be a spirit advocate. Actually, I consider myself to be a spirit advocate. Actually, I consider myself to be a spirit advocate, because what I'm doing when I go into these houses is I try and communicate with the spirits that are there.
Mm-hmm.
I try and find out why they're there. There's always a reason, whatever it may be. Usually it's unfinished business of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And in some cases, I've actually been able to assist that spirit on our side, which is when you get into multidimensional interaction.
We have some very interesting footage right now that we're going to show the viewers of Bonnie, and she's at the Villa Montezuma. So let's take a look.
Pause it for a second. So pause it for 1 second. So yeah, that's fascinating, right? We talked about a lot with what they said. What do you want to add before we go further?
I want to show something real quick.
I know you.
I'm not going to play any audio. I just want to just show something.
Okay, show us. We didn't get back to this.
Here we go. Let's go. All right, so this guy is riding through a cemetery, and he's driving in a Tesla. So as he's driving his Tesla, you can see beings, walking, around,
like energy forces. That's what it picks up.
Yes,
it picks up energetic forces. 100%, I believe that. Yeah,
yes.
that's no.
So I just wanted, I wanted like at least
that
show
is great.
that.
That's just awesome. Because guess what? We are just energy bodies, like she said, like Genesis is showing us, and anyone, even in the hospital, when you go and you get hooked up to, like I said, EKGs, when they give you an ECG, they're reading the electricity essentially in your body. So,
well, they also say that the heart is actually a vortex. Is when you actually unravel the heart, it's a vortex. So like it's so what we think the heart is really like this valve and that valve, but when they took the heart apart and it or unraveled it, it's a vortex. And so we have to understand what we even really are. We are electrical beings, and we generate electricity, and everything about us is electrical. Another thing I wanted to get into is so I wanted to talk about, my brain just lost it. Hold on. Okay. So another okay, here it is. So this is another thing that I am into, and I don't know if anybody knows about this. It's called Focus Life Energy Force. And you probably you're gonna think I'm crazy, right? So it's called SPlRlT. And I actually pay $35 a month to have this energy go into my house. It's like an energy. I don't know what they're doing, but I know it sounds crazy, but
it doesn't. You're talking about sound frequency of sound, right?
This into my house, and my house. After I did this, I have had such more positive experience in my house, because I used to have a very negative energy in my house. But since they started to push whatever this energy is into my house, it has actually been I can feel it's a difference in the house. And you pay $35 a month. There's also a thing called TDLS, the light system. TLS, so not TDLS. But there's a lot of I have so what I've been doing is I've been getting into what these white people are doing, right? To find out, okay, what are they doing?
White people, stop. That's not.
No, I mean,
don't put a race on it. Don't put.
It is white people. I've not seen
white people
doing Focus Light Energy Force. I haven't seen black people doing it. I've not seen black people doing the light system.
That's wild coming from an African priestess.
Well, I would say Ifa, but I'm saying using actual these apparatuses to push energy and to manipulate energy from this level of what they're doing. I don't see it in our community. So I've been like looking into all those different things. There's a thing called PEMF. Have you heard of PEMF?
Tell me what it stands for, and then I'll say if I have on YouTube. Probably. Is it about frequency,
Yes.
pulsing light, or something, or is it sound?
Right. So it's a thing called PEMF therapy, right? And so what they'll do is that they'll take this all right, so it's like a let me tell you that, okay, because I don't know exactly, but if you have pain in your body, they could take this thing called PEMF, and then that PEMF can like go
So it's sound
into,
that it's like sound frequency therapy,
yes, yes. So there's like machines you can get like
like
PEMF.
ultrasound therapy. You can do that too, right?
It's called pulse
Mm.
electromagnetic field therapy.
Oh, like electrical
It's a
stim.
low
Okay.
frequency treatment that uses electromagnetic fields to stimulate cellular repair, reduce inflammation, and accelerate healing. So I've been into all this stuff, and also even with water, like even there's like a thing you can like put into water, like and put more oxygen into the water. So when you drink it, it's more hydrating. Like there's so many things that if you like that's going on, people will say, "Oh, it's pseudo. That's pseudo this and pseudo that."
Mm-hmm.
It's people like using these.
Look at my muscles,
You know.
girl. I don't know why I'm so sleepy on this. That might be something like trying to make me. I am so sleepy. Why?
I don't
I'm
know.
listening to you. I'm glad you're saying this stuff, but it's like I'm getting tired, more and more tired. It's freaking me out. Because I'm never tired like this, and I'm not drinking.
Because what they'll say is that EMF is like what they'll do to like stop the magnetic frequency is what they can like do to like for the grid and like cut off all the electricity. PEMF, what they do is pulsate it, and then they're able to like stop inflammation. So this is also getting into the whole aspect of the fact that we are electric beings, and then
Yes.
you could like be able to stop inflammation, stop these different
Ooh, I
things.
like that.
So everything is energy, and when you learn how
Are
to
you doing that therapy?
I go to the doctor tomorrow, and I'm going to request that because it usually happens through physical therapists. So you have chiropractic that like will just manipulate bones and everything, but a physical therapist will have those type of if you have like the right physical
chiropractors do those kind of modalities. They do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like what you, but that's a new thing. I actually could tell you I've heard of other things like electrical stimulation, ultrasound therapy, but these are new things that are interesting. So very good. And it's all what? Electrical, right? It's all electrically
dealing
based.
with the electric body. And so, I've been into all this weird like people will say that's pseudo. That's weird pseudo science. Well, okay, then I know for a fact that when I like turn that when I didn't pay my monthly whatever, I could feel the energy change in my household. But then when I turn it back on, I can see it change too. I can feel it. So I don't know.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but also those boxes, I forgot what they're called, but they're all outside our homes, and they sent, there was a doctor that came on here, she's allergic to it, but I had heard about it before she came on because we were having all that controversy, and I do not want to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 4G. I don't want to talk about that, but there's something to that, and she was telling us about, it's like a box outside your home that sends radio waves into your home, and also Wi-Fi. Some people are allergic to Wi-Fi. They are. That's crazy. We got to talk about, and yes, remember Ghostbusters, how they always had that box with the electrical jolt, and then the zap, and it would like suck the thing into a box, and then they close it up. And wow, this is cool that we're thinking about that, because the movie.
So it's this thing called the light system, and I'm gonna show you it real quick. So because this it's wild. It's like what? Like so people don't even. But this stuff costs like $5,000 and $6,000. But there are people that have this in their house. Do you see this? So it's called the light system, right? And they put this into their house, and it's supposed that's $64,000. Hold on, let me find
But
it.
see how they had us put all this stuff in our homes, like the smart thingy,
$6,499 for this, right?
$6,500. Mm-hmm. What
They
does
have
it
a
do?
spear. They have a spear, and then they have
What does
like
it do? What does it do?
It's supposed to like heal your body and
it's the same idea because it's got that even though there's words where it's that pixelation. Like, you see this, guys? Wow, look at this, everybody. This is exactly what we were just talking about. So it's like
without getting high on drugs, they figured out how to like do this. Like
it taps them into some other frequency, some other mind state, like you were saying, and like we were saying about just because we're talking on a basic level of communication, but also the communication of like a balancing of your spirit, a calming, something that will heal
Look at
you.
this. It's this thing called the chair. Look at how much it costs.
25.
Jesus.
And to sit there to the other with those things around you, that is exactly the same thing as looking at the TV. I'm not saying that, you know, they've obviously fixed it and to a
they
certain
made it. They figured out how to like take this LED screen, use certain colors because it's called the light system, right? So I guess with the
is
lights
it pixelated? Like there's different, it's like kind of pixelated and
it's some kind of, I don't, when you look at it, when you actually, because there's actually a website, there's actually a YouTube channel that actually shows it, that you like watch it or whatever. But there's like some kind of like language or I don't even know. I don't know what it is or what it's saying.
It looks just like what we're talking about, just like jumbled up information and wow. Okay, that's cool. Wow, this is cool.
Yeah, so that's the type of stuff I've been looking into. I know it sounds like I know I feel like
that's cool.
People are gonna be like, man, Genesis is off her rocker, but I'm just like
nobody's thinking that. It's actually interesting. So
actually, it's actually I would just want in my house to look sweet. Like somebody come to my house and they see that, like, dang, what's that? You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, they're like, wow, a $25,000 TV screen that's got a bunch of, you know,
right.
So
I could probably like just like put find the thing and just put it on my screen and just watch it or whatever.
Yeah, if you figured out how to do it. But can we do the last part of that video and show her she goes into the house? Colors aren't what they appear to be. Thank you, FS Strathio. I am needing to get through this. If we play the last of that, and then I
don't know why you're getting so sleepy. That's crazy.
I know. What in the heck? I think I'm being like. At first, it was just like when you guys were talking, I was all rude, like stop talking about it, because I was falling asleep. And then when you put the even when the lady was talking, I was like, I usually don't get sleepy around this time. And yes, I believe it has something to do with what we're talking about because we even had a rough start. But I want to play the rest of that, and then we can our final words on this. I don't want this to be the last one we do, but I'm glad you're up here with me. Go ahead. Thank you. That's good. So now they're going into this house from like the 19.
The Villa Montezuma was the home of musician, writer, and spiritualist Jesse Shepard.
Acquaintance of
Now it
Thomas
is said that Jesse haunts the Villa Montezuma and even channels his messages through spiritualists like Bonnie Vent.
My first encounter with Jesse Shepard was I came here Labor Day weekend of 2000, and I noticed there was a light on in the cupola. I asked the tour guide what was the story with the light being on the cupola, and he said, well, that's an interesting thing because there shouldn't be a light on in the cupola. There's no electricity out there. The circuit breaker is off, and there's no light bulb in the socket.
His talent and charisma gave him entrance to both the best parties and social gatherings.
Jesse has told me that he wants to work with me to bring more activity into the house. He would like to have music in his house again because he was a musician.
So as you see, she's obviously a medium. She's talking about someone who's passed away centuries before. That's just someone, not centuries, decades before, probably a century before. So that's all I want to say.
He would like to have sessions in the house where people can come and the house was built to be conducive to channeling. So they like to have people come into the house and be able to talk to loved ones that have crossed. How am I going to explain what television is? You have absolutely no frame of reference. Oh yeah, it's electrical energy and it runs through the air.
Disregard
and you
demons.
can't see it. They're going to look at you like you're a nut.
The conservatory was built as the energy source of the house and was designed to attract spirits.
There's actually antennas up on the house. They're disguised with gargoyles on them just as decoration, but they're really not decoration. They're there to draw energy in. And air pockets were specifically put into the house design to collect that energy. So there's a major air pocket room above where we are. That's about 5 feet in height, which that's where the energy is stored, and then it comes through from there.
Wow, that's an incredible house, designed by Jesse Shepherd, and the gargoyles are there to bring in energy.
The gargoyles and those metal plates that you saw on the roof, they feed right into the conservatory, which is an octagonal shape.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of us that can see the energy, you can see a column of white light that actually goes through there. There's stained glass in the house, and the glass has been preserved. And I've been told that it's because of that energy that's channeling in through there, it's actually preserving the inside of the house.
Really? Wow.
Okay, you can pause it. Pause it, please. You can end it. I don't want anybody reading all the rest of that stuff I added. That was back when I was like under the ridiculous ignorance of the cult, and I knew better, but I was trying to pander. I was a cultish pick me back then, and they didn't know it was a woman anyway. Because if they would have known that I was a woman that produced this, I would have gotten lambasted, ridiculed, chastised. So you shout out to the Hebrew Israelite man. So
I want to show something real quick about this is getting into what she was doing, right?
Yeah.
So check this out, right? So this is what the churches and stuff. This is what it
Oh
really
yeah,
was.
yeah, there's a lot of
To
energy
hidden
in
history.
churches.
In this episode, we will discuss the walls absorbed the boundless telluric
Hold on,
electricity
is
from
this
the
on the
ether
YouTube?
through dome.
So
You know that was off my channel, but I don't know about everybody else though, because I don't want to lose the channel.
All right. So I'm just gonna just go through this.
Yeah, just go through it and show us. Try not to play it if you can.
What it's talking about is that that churches, in their own right, were healing. They were not just places of worship. They were built as healing centers. And when you actually would go into them, the bells and all the different organs, an organ is not just a organ, right? Sound would be able to heal your organs. People would go to the church to be healed, right? And they call them cathedrals and this, that, the other. But when you look into them, there's a certain frequency. That's why even when you look at the actual structures of the church, you'll see certain designs. Okay, how did someone make this, or was it I don't know. I feel like there's some of these things like that. These temples, these healing temples, were they made by humans, or were there something else like come into play into all this stuff? Why can't we recreate this? Why can't we build the same exact thing now? Why is it that
they are building stuff like this though still?
This type of level of architecture where you have
right, we have a church here. I mean, I don't know about the level of architecture, but definitely the cathedrals are being built. They just built one here in Scottsdale. It's huge. They tried to make it a replica of one of, I forgot the name of the cathedral. It's in France, but it's the biggest Catholic church here now in Phoenix, in Scottsdale. It's pretty crazy big. So women stuff. Let me see. I want to know what that is. Can you tell me? I was on a panel. Oh, This big,
So
this
like the
girl.
metallic pipe organs, all those different things.
Oh, yeah,
Like
that's
look at
nice.
how like amazing that is. Like who like are we? Is that what we're doing? Are we doing this right now? I don't think so.
They do have organs still. I want you to. Can you tell me the name of the channel just because I know who it is, and I'm gonna go. I'm talking about something else, not you. I'm talking to chat because I know who it is, and if it's this woman that I was on a panel with, and the man, I was on a channel the other day. Not, I don't want to start talking about this because I don't want to ruin this stream. But not that because I'm gonna say fatty. I was on fatty, and this woman started talking about women are whores for showing cleavage.
What?
So yeah. So if you know who it is,
Women are whores for showing cleavage.
Oh, it's a dude.
Someone said that there was women that are whores for showing cleavage.
Fatty, go watch it. I'll send it to you after this. I'll show you. So
Our
anyway, that is
regular
a
boobs. Okay. Like,
oh, you know how they be doing. Like they don't like.
They gotta cut that red pill.
This one
whatever.
guy that's over there with Fatty, he's always saying to women, "You women, I'm tired of seeing cleavage and yoga pants everywhere I go." I'm thinking, how are you tired as a heterosexual?
You're tired of seeing it? Why are you tired of
You
it?
know who I'm talking about, Ali. Fatty's he's part of the Untouchable Empire, but I don't want to make them think I'm trying to drag them or anything. So that wasn't
You
it.
say you
though.
want to hit the link, Rob.
I'm leaving now. You're gonna have to hit the link another time. Did you not hear me say I'm falling asleep, sir? People and then watch him say I'm just not wanting him on. That's not it. I'm going to sleep. So peace to you. I haven't been looking around anywhere, seeing what's going on, but I'm glad that everything's going well. Yeah. So I'm
anyone that's afraid of the woman, the woman's body is a weirdo. Okay. You came from a woman. You breastfed from a woman. If your mom, maybe he's mad because his mom didn't breastfeed.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about on Fatty. It's nothing to do with the stream. See, I don't want to start talking
about Fatty. I'm like anyone that's like, listen, all this stuff that we're talking about, electromagnetic energy, all this stuff is really about the feminine energy.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that on here. Damn.
Okay.
Well, remember you told your daughter square up.
Square up.
I love it. Okay, peace to everybody. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna figure out later. Oh shoot, I gotta find out what it is later. So, I mean, hit the link and then come in after the show and tell me. Okay. All right. Peace, everybody. Peace and love. The link is in the chat.
Link is in the chat.